Ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Hello everyone, welcome to ispeakyoruba2.com. This is your one-stop place for everything Yoruba language. Thank you for learning Yoruba language with I Speak Yoruba Too. Ẹ káàbọ̀ ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi. Welcome everyone. My name is Eniola and you're listening to I Speak Yoruba Too. Right. In this lesson, I will introduce you to 4 Yoruba expressions which are actually vocabs, but you will learn how to use them in everyday Yoruba conversations. Some of these expressions have more than one meaning, which is quite common in Yoruba language, and are sometimes used in different situations. Okay, let's get into it. The first word we are looking at is die. Die. Dear. It sounds a little like the English word dear, but it is not. It is dear. Dear. Dear in English means a bit or a little bit. Okay? Let's look at how it's used in some sample sentences. One means to be expensive. Ó wọ́n díẹ̀. Ó wọ́n díẹ̀. Ó wọ́n díẹ̀. It is a bit expensive. It is a little expensive. If you happen to find yourself in Ibadan, Ibadan is the capital city of Oyo State and the largest city in Nigeria by landmass, but the 3rd largest city by population in Nigeria. So, you're in Ibadan and you want to buy àgbàdo. Àgbàdo is corn or maize, and it's one of the common street snacks you would find around Nigeria. It is often sold boiled or roasted. I miss àgbàdo sísun. Àgbàdo sísun is roasted corn. Sísun is roasted, and I mean proper roasted corn, not grilled in your oven. Okay? Okay, I'm getting carried away now. So, you want to buy àgbàdo sísun, but the price is a little bit much. So you can say to the seller, ó wọ́n díẹ̀ o, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ dínwó fún mi. Ó wọ́n díẹ̀ o, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ dínwó fún mi. Ó wọ́n díẹ̀ o, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ dínwó fún mi o. Oh, it's a bit expensive. Please reduce the price. Let's look at another example. Kan. Means just or only. Though it has a whole lot of other meanings that we will not be looking into today, we're just looking at just and only. Kan. Ẹ kàn fún mi ní díẹ̀. Ẹ kàn fún mi ní díẹ̀. Ẹ kàn fún mi ní díẹ̀. Just give me a little bit, or give me only a little bit. Omi díẹ̀. Omi díẹ̀. A bit of water or little water. Mo mu omi díẹ̀ náà. Mo mu omi díẹ̀ náà. Mo mu omi díẹ̀ náà. I drank a bit of water as well. Ẹ kàn fún mi ní omi díẹ̀. Ẹ kàn fún mi ní omi díẹ̀. Just give me a little bit of water. Díẹ̀ can also mean quite or very, when you want to kind of downsize the value of something. So for example, say you bought a very expensive bag and your friend saw it and said, "Oh, your bag looks so good. How much is it?" But you don't want to tell them the value. You can reply saying, "Oh, wọ́n díẹ̀." So it is more like how you say it that brings the meaning. Oh, you mean it's very expensive, okay? So you mean the opposite of what you say. Wọ́n díẹ̀. Wọ́n díẹ̀. It's quite expensive. Or another example. Èló ni bàtà yìí? Bàtà yìí Ó wọ́n díẹ̀. So, how much is this shoe? Oh, this shoe? It's quite expensive. You see how díẹ̀ is used to mean the opposite of what you mean. So, ó wọ́n díẹ̀, it is very expensive or it's quite expensive. Okay? All right. Let's look at the second word for today. And the word is gan. Gan. Gan has a lot of meaning. I know I have been saying this a lot today, but that is just Yoruba words for you. Homonyms are a big part of Yoruba language. Okay, so please take note of that. Of the many meanings of gan, we will only be looking at two of them today, and they are very and really. Very and really. Let's see how they're used in some sample sentences. Jìnnà, jìnnà, jìnnà. Jìnnà means far, to be far. Jìnnà. Ó jìnnà gan. Ó jìnnà gan. Ó jìnnà gan can mean it is very far or it is really far. Ó jìnnà gan. It is very far or it is really far. Ó dùn gan. Ó dùn gan. Ó dùn gan means it is very delicious or it is really delicious. Ó dùn gan. Fẹ̀. Fẹ̀. Fẹ̀ means to be wide. Ó fẹ̀ gan. Ó fẹ̀ gan. Ó fẹ̀ gan means it is very wide or it is really wide. Ó fẹ̀ gan. Very wide or really wide. Jìn. Jìn. Jìn means deep, to be deep, but it is also used as the short form of jìnnà, which means far. Sometimes we're just lazy to pronounce the full meaning of a word sometimes, which is jìnnà. So we just say jìn, jìn. You will hear people say jìn to mean far instead of jìnnà. But jìn means to be deep. Okay? Ó jìn gan. Ó jìn gan. It is very deep or it is really deep. Ó jìn gan can also mean it is really far. Like I said earlier, jìn is used as the short form of the word jìnnà, which means far. So, ó jìn gan, the conversation you're having will determine if you mean jìn to be far or jìn to be deep. Okay? Ó jìn gan, it is very deep or really deep. The third expression we'll be considering is actually a phrase. And the phrase is kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ means not really or not particularly, not really. It is usually used in negative sentences. So the previous example, which is ó wọ́n gan, which means it's really expensive, can be kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n o. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n o, which means it's not that expensive, it's not particularly expensive, it's not really expensive. If you were selling something and somebody said to you, nǹkan tẹ́ ń tà yìí, ó wọ́n gan. What you're selling is really expensive. You can say to them, kò dẹ̀ fi bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n o. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n o. So you're saying to them, it's not really expensive. It's not that particularly expensive though. Okay? Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n o. Gùn. Gùn. Gùn means to be long. As usual, gùn also has other meaning, but not for today, don't worry. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ gùn. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ gùn. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ gùn. It's not that long. It's not really long. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ gùn. It's not particularly long. Pọ̀. Pọ̀. Pọ̀ means to be much or plenty. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ pọ̀. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ pọ̀. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ pọ̀. It's not really much. It's not particularly much. It's not that much. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ pọ̀. Gbádùn. Gbádùn. Gbádùn means to enjoy, to have fun, for something to interest you. Gbádùn. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ gbádùn ẹ̀. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ gbádùn ẹ̀. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ gbádùn ẹ̀. He didn't really enjoy it. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ gbádùn ẹ̀. He didn't really enjoy it. If you notice in the sentence I said he, you might wonder where the pronoun he comes from. If you have listened to the lesson on how to make negative sentences in level 1, you will know that ko on its own is a negation word that means not. And when it is used as a subject in a negative sentence, it also represents the pronoun in the sentence as well as negating it. So, ko can mean it is not, she is not, or he is not. That is where he came from. He did not really enjoy it. Kò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ gbádùn ẹ̀. Alright, the last expression for this lesson is rárá. 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 I can kind of imagine what is going on in your head right now. Like, I know rárá means no, isn't it? Well, if that is what you're thinking, you're right. You're correct. Rárá does mean no. But as always, Yoruba words most often do not have more than one meaning. So, rárá in today's lesson means not at all. Let's see how it's used in some sample sentences. Ọwọ́ dí. Ọwọ́ dí. Ọwọ́ dí means to be busy. You may wonder, how is that possible? Because ọwọ́ means hand. Yes, you're right. Ọwọ́ means hand, but let's process how this came about, okay? If you're busy, in most cases, your hands will be involved, right? Dí means to be blocked. Block, kind of to block an entrance. Block. Okay, if my hands are on my computer typing, at the moment of me typing, I am not able to do anything else with my hands. So my hands at that particular time are blocked. Did you get the logic? I hope it makes sense. So when you're busy, in a way, you're kind of blocked from everything else. You're not able to do anything else. You're blocked. You're dí. That is how the concept of ọwọ́ dí came about. When you want to use ọwọ́ dí, which means busy, in a sentence, between ọwọ́ and dí, there usually will be a noun or a pronoun between ọwọ́ and dí. Now let's continue with our sample sentence. Ọwọ́ mi dí. Ọwọ́ mi dí literally means my hands are blocked. Mi is the pronoun here that is in between ọwọ́ and dí. Ọwọ́ mi dí means I am busy. My hands are blocked. I am busy. Ọwọ́ mi dí. Ọwọ́ mi ò dí rárá o. Ọwọ́ mi ò dí rárá o. Ọwọ́ mi ò dí rárá o. I am not busy at all. Can you see how rárá is used here as at all? Not no. Ọwọ́ mi ò dí rárá o. I am not busy at all. Gbóná. Gbóná. Gbóná means to be hot. Oúnjẹ yìí ò gbóná rárá. Oúnjẹ yìí ò gbóná rárá. Oúnjẹ yìí ò gbóná rárá. This food is not hot at all. Oúnjẹ yìí ò gbóná rárá. For rárá to mean not at all, there needs to be a use of a negation word in the sentence. It can be o, ko, ki. Any of the negation word as long as it's used correctly. You cannot say ọwọ́ mi dí rárá or oúnjẹ yìí gbóná rárá. That would be so weird. It will not mean anything, okay? It totally makes no sense. There has to be a negation word and rárá will fall in its right place. Let's look at one last example for today's lesson. Mi ò sùn rárá. Mi ò sùn rárá. Mi ò sùn rárá means I did not sleep at all. Mi ò sùn rárá. Okay, everyone. Mo lérò pé ẹ̀kọ́ yìí ò lera rárá. Ó dá mi lójú pé kò lera fún yín. I am sure that this lesson is not difficult for you at all. Well done, everyone. Ẹ ṣeun tí ẹ gbọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tèmi. Ẹ má gbàgbé láti wo àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ Yorùbá sí lórí àwọn ìkànnì mi ìyókù. Thank you so much for listening to this lesson and watch more Yoruba lessons on my other platforms. I Speak Yoruba Too is on YouTube, on Instagram, and the links to these platforms are in the show details. Àríjù báyìí lọ lénìí, màá tún máa rí yín láìpẹ́. That's it from Eniola today. I'll see you all again soon. Ó dàbọ̀.